So this is going to be on calculating distance, like our continued version. So you're going to be given a velocity vector with respect to time. When you guys are doing your distance, it's going to be in terms of a velocity vector. Those of you guys take physics, do you deal with these a little bit? So it's going to be in the form like d of t. All right, where t is your time in seconds, d of v is the velocity. Alright, we're going to look over the interval from 0 to 5. So if you guys were given a velocity vector that looks like this, is there anything you could do first?
Well, first of all, put the 14 and 3t together, so -1.
Yeah, good job. Definitely. I was almost like, this is the right question, because usually you guys already see all your like terms combined. So if it's not, put it together. Okay. So if you guys wanted to calculate the distance, the first thing we need to do is figure out where your zeros are going to be. The first thing you want to do is find the zeros. Right? Meaning, like, where is this thing going to equal 0? What would you guys want to do? That equals to 0. Is that? Yep. And then you guys can do guess and check, factoring. You could make like a grouping method. Or if you want to use quadratic formula, you can do that too. Whatever you guys want. Yeah, I would do 2 binomials, double bubble it. So it's 2t and then 1t. Right? You need factors of 6. We either have to use 6 and 1 or 2 and 3. Right? But I know we've done this a long time. Right? Guys, like, do we get this stuff? Do you guys remember this? Right. We want to get a 1. So you want to think about, do we need a 3 here, a 2 here, or a 2, then a 3?
Other way.
So 3, then a 2. Good job. Yep.
Survey report.
Right. And then, let's see, we want a negative. So which one needs the negative sign?
-2.
Good. Negative tile. And plus 3. Perfect. All right. So if we want to set all these equal to 0, we get t equals -3/2, and then t equals 2. Good so far? Yeah. Okay. So this is kind of like where if we drew this thing, it's going to hit 0 in these 2 spots. We want to check your interval. Check interval. Okay. Are both of them in the interval? No. Okay. So the one that's not in the interval, this -3/2 is not in there, so we're going to get rid of it. Okay. So we're only going to be using the t equals 2. This is going to be helpful to kind of show you guys where we're going to split the integration up, right? If we look at what's going on here, let me graph this thing.
So 0 to 2 to 5.
Yep, you got it, Kyle. Exactly right. So if I graph my original, you guys don't have to do this, but just so you kind of have a visual here what's going on. So if I did graph this thing, we get not in the mode here. There we go, that's better. Okay. So we're interested in this part from 0 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Okay. But notice, see how it kind of switches at 2? Right, that's where it crosses. So this is going to help us where we have to break up your integration from. So we're going to do one integration with this section and then another in this section. So that's where we're going to get the 2 from. Okay. So the first one, right, the first one we have to do is from 2 to 0. Make sure the bigger one's on top. Okay. We're going to integrate. Well, I guess this one, I mean, usually it's your original. Use the one that you guys already combined like terms with, though. Makes it just easier. We're going to do 2t squared minus t minus 6. Okay. And then we're going to have to add the other one. So your next interval is going to go from 2 to 5. Now, the big trick that I saw, remember how I had you guys actually like make the absolute value like cases, right? This is just way easier, right? Distance is an absolute value, right? It's like you move, I think we talked about like a car example, like you move 3 feet back or 3 feet forward is still 3 feet, right? So all you're going to do is at the end, like once you get to the end part, take the absolute value of each of these. So we're going to kind of like take the absolute value of them like separately.
Wait, why?
then add them. Because right now you're calculating distance, and can distance be negative? No.
Okay.
So that's kind of why. So instead of doing your absolute value rules, if you guys did the absolute value rules, there's a way you have to like graph a position vector and kind of see where it's like falling. It's just way more complicated than it needs to be. You guys just understand that distance is going to be positive. You could just do this, no work. So it's much easier. So first I'm going to do is integrate. So we integrate this, we get 2t cubed over 3 minus t squared over 2 minus 6t. Oh, I should have little dt's in here. Yeah, notation. There we go. Okay, and that's going to go from 2 to 0. On your calculators, I think I showed you guys this, but it was like right at the end of class, so it's kind of bad. So I just want to go over it again because it's really helpful, especially for using it with this stuff. You're plugging things in. So to get your fraction signs, right, especially if you have like an updated calculator. If your calculator doesn't have the update and you want it, just let me know. I have like a little connection thing I have to do and I can update it for you guys. But to get your calculator to be like in fractions, you guys hit alpha y equals, the alpha y equals, see this like n over d? So you can hit that, and then now we can type in like everything in a fraction, so it just helps your parentheses, like you don't need them as much. But you do need to put your parentheses around this guy. So it's like 2 parentheses 2 cubed over 3. That, see how it's like already like before you guys already done with the order of operations? And then, sorry, yeah, then minus alpha y equals 2 squared over 2 minus 6 times 2. So we get this negative 26 thirds, right? Don't you guys got? Yep. Yeah, no. You put parentheses around that? Oh gosh, okay, so yours, you're gonna need here. You're gonna need a, so that's what okay, you never close your parentheses around those fractions.
I didn't.
No. Can you do this thing? You have that? Oh yeah, do that. So you've already like for you. You don't have to worry about parentheses. And the cool part about this is if you have to go back and I'll show you how to change this stuff. Right. So here we have negative 26 thirds. Alright, so this is negative 26 thirds. Okay. Now we have to subtract what it would be if you put a 0 in here too, right? So we're going to subtract if you put 0 in. Well, what's going to happen when you put 0 in? Just 0, right? Now, let's say you had a number there. This is why using the fractions is kind of cool. Did you guys know if you hit second enter, you can get back your old work? Oh. So, like, this is just helpful when you have to keep plugging all this crap in, like, over and over. It takes forever. So now you can just go and say, all right, well, I want to see what it's going to be when it's 0. So you just put your number, like, right back in. Ah. Sorry, this is not working out as well. You get the idea, though? You can just put 0 in here, and then you don't have to keep typing it in over and over. So Ryan, if you did this, it's like easy to like figure out what one you need to like change. Obviously, we're gonna get a 0, but you guys can see. All right. So now, okay, so we have this. Just make sure at the end you're taking the absolute value of it. So we have negative 26 thirds, which is going to change to be a positive. Yep. So 26 thirds is going to be our first part, like that left part. Why don't you guys see if you can calculate the next side? We're going to add them together. Oh, yeah, it's not bad. It's bad. Okay. This is going to work. Oh, what's it? Okay. So when you put here, but you put an absolute, so it's just 26, yep, minus 0, and then you have to add this. Yep. Now here's, I think yours is already not. Did you get a negative 26 over here? Oh, I didn't put it back in, but yeah. Okay. So now you add them.
Yep, that's I think yours. Now try it on your right.
I didn't get it. I never.
Yep, then you think it positive?
Kyle?
Yeah.
Well, 349 over 6.
Oh.
Actually, 349 over 6. I think. Yeah, I didn't call it what I thought.
Yep.
49.5 and all that. That's, I think, good. And then, yeah, and this part negative 23. Do that
Oh,
part.
okay.
But you make sure you minus the negative, and that's really, right, so it's really. Well, there you go, okay, good, do that one. Yeah, that's good, yeah, okay, so you didn't do the minus negative part.
Guys, make sure for the second one, you're doing the minus, and then you have a negative 26 over 3. So watch your minus negative. Everyone's doing the same thing. Look at you go, good job.
What's the answer?
349 over 6.
Oh, yes, you got this. Good job.
This one's good, this one is not bad. Is your 245 or 6? Two good.
52. Now take this and subtract negative 26 over 3.
Yes, they were.
This is good. So we got 2. Okay, just do your second and do a couple times before we go back. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, there you go. You're gonna kind of do the same thing like you do that you put in the minus negative. You're gonna do it at the same time too.
Actually, I think
Then do, yeah.
No, you're not.
Good, yeah. Now you're gonna take that and add it to.
Gauge.
one more of these, make sure you guys got it like on your own and then have the. Beautiful, love it.
I didn't think anything at all.
What happened? Why?
Forever.
Alright, okay. Alright, let's give you guys one more.
Actually, I think I might have aged a few years.
Okay, so then, let's try this one. You guys kind of try this one on your own here. If anyone wants to come up and do it up this one, feel free. Alright, so here's the next one. We want to find your zeros first. Because then you can set up like your intervals of how you have to split them. It is longer. Fabulous. First thing you guys do is make sure you find your zero, because then it's going to tell where your curve is going to be straight or like be some kind of changing from like the negative to positive. Well, we just got one today. That's it. It might be all over tomorrow. Okay, we still have something else. Let me know. I'm just gonna put your answers, make sure you guys got the right stuff. Just open up and take your juice. Where's your juice?
Oh, I didn't do that.
Oh, yes, okay.
I didn't think so for that.
Yeah, take out your tea first.
I'm gonna go on the other page.
Yep. Oh, sorry. Okay, so look at your handle. So you can go from 0 to 1.
Yeah, like they all work.
Oh, yeah, no, good. That's fine. No, the only thing is try, you're gonna go from 0 to 3. And then what's your next one? Probably gonna be 3, 5. So it's still only gonna be 2 times.
Why is that weird when you only have one?
Well, because this one,
Oh, you
you,
can,
yeah, it's like the endpoints that you had here, they kind of give you the endpoints as like a starting part. So it's the same idea,
Yeah.
just look.
What if you got, what if this was like, was 1,
So then you're gonna have to
T
do
equals 4, then you're gonna do it like 6
0
times.
to 1, yeah, then you gotta do it more. Good question. Alright, let's just make sure we're all on the same part. Start, hopefully we said this 0, you guys are taking out a GCF. Right? Alright, so we got T, 3 and 5, minus. Alright, so when we set them all to 0, we got T equals 0, T equals 3, T equals 5. Yeah. Okay. Now, when we set up think about where you guys want to go. We want to go from 0 to 5. Well, this time we have 3 answers, which is fine, right? But when you guys set up your integration, the first one is going to be going from 0 to what? What's your next number that you guys have to go to? 3, good. All right, make sure your bigger one's on top. Okay, so we're going to have our t cubed minus 8 t squared plus 15t dt. Now the next part, saying it stopped at 3, where's it going to have to go to from 3? 5. Awesome. So we're going to have to go from this time 3 to 5 of the same thing. T cubed minus 8t squared plus 15t dt.
So now it's going to be integrated?
Yep, so now you're going to have to take both of them, integrate, sub them in, okay? Just make sure once you guys do your integration of each interval, right, we have to take the absolute value, okay? Then we'll add them together. Nate just asked me a really good question, and It doesn't come up in this one, but it doesn't mean it can't. Like, let's say if you guys got like, maybe you had 4 answers, maybe you had like t equals 1 in here. That means you have to do another integration step. You have to go from 0 to 1, 1 to 3, and then 3 to 5. So you'd have to do it like more than one time. Alright, just in case it does come up, because it could. Alright, but this one's kind of nice, your endpoints were already there. Okay. So I'm going to let you guys work on this one on your own. Okay, or with a neighbor if you want to kind of talk about it, hear some answers. If anybody wants to do it up here, now feel free. Oh gosh, wait. There we go, that looks better. Always, the first one's always kind of nice. You're making this positive, right?
Yeah.
It's like way easier than the other way we're gonna do it. Anybody want to check out any answers? Over there? Alright, take your time. Anybody else think they got it?
I know what
Yeah.
See, I didn't do the other part. No, I messed up.
Sorry, no, no.
I didn't do the second part of this.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Good, you guys, good job. Good, that's right. Correct, yeah.
Alright, so, do I have to show, like, this part?
Oh, when you do the second part of this?
Yeah, well, like, when you sub in, like, I know I should show something, but do I have to show
No,
this or?
no. If you want to just
Okay.
do this and like go right through here, that's
That's
fine.
probably why.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah, because if you guys have calculators.
I just didn't know.
I mean, God forbid, if you ever, I mean, I think most universities are letting you use calculators for things.
They are?
Yeah.
Okay,
So, that's what they told me when we went to the conference yesterday, like even statistics stuff, like I used to have to use a chart and like do things. Yeah, it was like crazy. And they said that they're kids use calculators to simulate it and not have to use a chart anymore. So I'm assuming like, you know, they're gonna let you do that and stuff. Alright, so I'm gonna start putting up some of this in case you guys wanna like check as you go. Alright, so when we plug in the 3, we should have got 63 over 4. Minus we plug in 0, we get 0. And then this one we get 63 over 4. Alright, we're going to add that to. Same kind of deal over here. 4 minus 8. Yes, t squared over 2. From this time we're going to go from Oh, so you have 5 up there, sorry. 5 to 3. Right, so when we plug in a 5 in, you should get 125 over 12. Right, when you guys plug your 3 in, it should be a minus a 63 over 4. Okay, so when you guys do all this part and then take the absolute value, we got a negative 16/3 here, but we need to make sure we take the absolute value, which is a positive 16/3. And then when we add the two together, it should be 253 over 12 as your answer. Most of you guys are getting to that part. Close. Are you done? Just check out, make sure you guys got like these numbers. Right, make sure you change this to be a positive. Okay. So, homework's gonna be on page 296. Just 2 questions, 99 and 101. Right, just 2.